You're on my BTS.
No.
I'm vlogging.
Hi everyone, today is Tuesday. I'm going to be on Josh's podcast today. It's gonna be exciting. He runs a studio because he's super fancy, so I'm gonna head out to the studio in about 30 minutes. I'm also listening to some videos on the topic that we're discussing, so that should be fun. Like, it should just be a fun conversation. It's things that we normally talk about, you know, as friends, and I think it's things that people also talk about often, so I'm excited for it.
The studio, so official. Look at all this. I sometimes come for my phone. Wow. Man. Way to bring up a sore subject. Hi.
I think it's like an interesting power play where it's like, okay, individually maybe I do like that on a romantic thing, on like a romantic scale, but globally and like in terms of systems of oppression that are like created to not help me out or help you out as a minority or as a woman, then I'm like, you know, it doesn't work like that.
Just finished with Josue's podcast, and I think since I'm like already dressed, I might film a YouTube video that I have been wanting to film for a bit. But first, I'm hungry, so let's go get something to eat. I just found out that I got into Sophia Amoruso's business class. I had applied for the scholarship because I can't afford it, and I got picked, so that's exciting. Great day today, and now I'm like looking at the intro, but the class starts April 5th, so I'm supposed to get like a manual in the mail. I'm super excited. You guys know I love Sophia Amoruso. Happy Wednesday. I'm honestly super sleepy today. I woke up at 5:30 to work out, and then like after my workout I just literally wanted to go back to sleep, so I lay down for a bit, but then I got up because the show must go on. So here we are. I got dressed and I put on makeup just because it always helps me go on with my day and like get in better spirits. That's what I did. So yeah, I put on this little outfit, like these joggers that I don't really like, but I really like the color of the shirt, so hopefully it'll make me feel more productive. This isn't what's on my to-do list for today. I'm so sleepy. Like, I'm supposed to be writing in the morning and I normally would, but today like I just can't even approach it right now. So I'm going to edit a video, which you would have already seen because it's Wednesday and I want to get it out today. So that's going to take me a couple of hours, like with the whole editing and then like creating the thumbnail. It takes me like 2-3 hours to edit a video, if not more, so we'll see. And then later on after that in the day, so it's like 9ish right now, that'll take me until like noon, so like noon lunchtime. So after that I will send out some pitches. I haven't really sent out any pitches for articles this week, so I need to do that. Also, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably know that I wrote an article about an abortion that I had a couple of years ago on Birdie. If you're interested, I'll put the link down below. I'm not going to really talk about it here, but if you ever need anything from me, or if you're going through the same thing, or if you ever like need to reach out for something regarding that, I'm happy to talk to you about it. You can always reach out in my email, in my DMs, like whatever you need. Just wanted to put that out there because I know how difficult it can be. So if anyone has gone through that or is going through that, especially now during like this pandemic, and just feel free to reach out. Good morning, it's Wednesday. I overslept today. I didn't oversleep. I woke up at my regular time of 5:30 a.m. I did my workout and then I was so tired. I went back to sleep. Like, I didn't actually mean to go back to sleep, but I like laid on my bed and just went back to sleep and like woke up at 11. So I woke up and like I did my makeup and put on a dress because I'm filming, and also because I'm trying to do that now to get inspired to work. But anyway, Josh just released the episode where his podcast episode where we talk about like feminism, sexuality. I talk a little bit about my college experience there. Okay guys, so today my sole task is to follow up with people and do some writing. And if I have time, I'll make some TikToks at the end of the day. But that's it. This week is weird. It's been weird. I don't know if it's been weird for you guys, but it's been like the least productive week for me. Like, I can't focus. this book writing and book process has been awesome. It's been great, but the only thing that I'm like getting so frustrated at right now is having to follow up with everyone for like little things or for things that they should have already gotten back to me about. It's like a constant like, you're almost there, and then like people just keep not sending you these things that you need that could just be easily sent. So that's frustrating about the book. Like my next book is just gonna be me writing, you know, because it just takes so much longer when you have to wait on other people to send you stuff. That's where I'm at today, and because I'm just ready to finish, and I just like want to finish. I just got this little Amazon delivery. It's a workout set, and it's by JetJoy. I'll link it below. It looks really promising, so I'll show you how it looks when I try it on. All right, this is the set. Don't know how I feel about it in this area, but I like the color. It's cute. I don't know. Lighting is so pretty, like the light from the outside. You know how I said earlier that I was like frustrated because people weren't getting back to me? Well, I just got this really nice email from somebody who reps one of the people that I'm featuring in the book, and she was like telling me how excited this person was for like this book and this whole idea. So that made my day. Now I'm like, I take everything back. It's like when you get like a nice message like that, it really does make your day, and also remind you of like why you're doing this project in the first place. Not that I like need a reminder, but it's always nice to see people get excited about it just like I am. What's up guys? Today is Saturday. Yesterday I didn't film because literally I was just writing. Like it was just gonna be clips of me writing, like that's it. Nothing interesting yesterday. I just stayed in and like wrote for a while, and then I went to sleep. That's it. But yeah, today's Saturday. I'm about to edit this video, which you'll see now, or you'll be seeing. And I wanted to talk to you about Media List, because I know one of you asked on another video that I had about Media List and like creating Media List and all that good stuff. It's pretty simple actually. Right now I'm creating a Media List for my book, and obviously when I was working in PR I was also creating tons of Media Lists. When I was working, we used Cision to create them, so we would just pull you know, do the search. If you're on Cision, you know what I'm talking about, but basically Cision allows you to search by like category, location, like any kind of filter that you want to add to it, and then you just pull the list, you download it, and then it gives you a bunch of contacts. A lot of the times it's not as updated as it should be. Like I'll email somebody and that email won't work, or that person will no longer be at that publication, so you have to always double check. Like I would spend hours like downloading lists on Cision and just verifying that everyone was still at like where they were supposed to be on the list, and that all the emails are correct. So I hear a lot of publicists say Cision is useful, and some of them say that it's a waste of money, that Muckrack is better. I think Muckrack is more up to date, but I think it's more expensive, so that's why I think people use Cision over Muckrack. But either way, you always have to go in and double check their emails and what the journalists are up to and what they're writing about, because that can change, and that always changes, especially now with the pandemic. So it depends on what you're building a media list for, but right now I'm building a media list for my book. So any person or any article that I see that is like a journalist reviewing a book, or that is on my specific demographic, I would just add it to the list. Like I'll add their article and their email and their name. And the way that I find their emails, I've become so good at finding emails because I've had to do so much of it for this book. So I feel like I said this in another video, but definitely like I feel like I'm a pro at finding your email. So I find emails using a couple of different strategies. The first one is I always check their Instagram. Usually like an email would be right up there on their profile page. Like it'll say, I don't know what the first, it's like follow, message, email, if the person has their email synced into their Instagram. If not, Twitter is also good for emails, or just like a Google search, like this person's name and last name, and then email. And then you really do, like for some of them, have to go through like a couple of pages to find something. Because like for example, sometimes I'll find a journalist and I won't find their email in the first page, but I'll find it like in a document on their second page or something. Or I'll go to their LinkedIn and I'll see that they have a website, like their own personal website, and normally journalists will always have either a contact form or an email on their personal website. I also have this plugin installed in my browser. I'm blanking on the name right now, but I'll put it up here so you guys can see it, and I'll link it below. And it's honestly, it's not the most helpful, but it has been pretty helpful in helping me find email. You know, it doesn't really bother me on my browser, so I install it, and sometimes it does help. So yeah, I'll link it below. So another thing to do is just call the publication, call whoever it is that you're trying to get the email to. Most of the time you'll get it that way. I know people don't like the phones, but it's just a really easy way to do it. But if you're looking for somebody and they happen to also write in print, look at the masthead. A lot of times the masthead has the email on there too. I always like read magazines, and I notice that the emails are on their contacts, or like I'll read a magazine and I'll read an article that I like, and then I'll like follow that journalist on Instagram, and do stuff like that, like just engage with them. Worst case scenario, I will look up the company email. So let's say swanigarcia@amazon.com. I'll look up like what the other emails are, like the format of the other emails. So if it's like swani.garcia@amazon.com, I'll emulate that format and try to email that person with that email. I actually did that the other day for somebody's email. I have something installed in my browser. It's called MailTrack, I think. I'll put it up here so you can see it. And basically it tells me when somebody has opened the email that I've sent. And that is really useful if you're working in PR. Like, I know it's like a little creepy, but it's very useful if you're working in PR, because you know if somebody has opened your email, you're able to like track it better. If you send like a mail merge from like your Google Docs Excel sheet and you send it out through there. I don't know if people are familiar with this, but if you're not, let me know and I'll like go more into detail about it in another video. But if you send a mail merge, it'll tell you like this amount of people opened it, this amount of people didn't open it. So if you do that thing where you're guessing the person's email based on the company email format and you see that they've opened it, then you know that that's their email. Otherwise, like, you know that they haven't opened it in a couple of days, so you know that that's probably not their email. You have to find a new one. So it just depends. Building media lists is all about just getting the information correctly, like just getting their email correct, and basically like where they're writing right now and what they're up to. You can download it off Cision. It's not going to be like the most accurate or the most up-to-date, but that's also up to you as a publicist to figure that out. And also, as you go in your career, you start adding on to like your own personal list. Like, I always have my own personal list, no matter who I've been working with, because there's also people that you find yourself through like your own contacts, and there's people that you like continue to keep in contact with. So I recommend, like, as you go through your career, especially if you're gonna like stick with PR and stay in PR, that you also create your own personalized list, because you never know when you're gonna leave a company, or you never know when like maybe you want to launch your own agency. So you always like want to be building your own personal list too, of like the contacts that you've made and the connections that you've made like throughout your career. I also wanted to ask you guys something. You guys know I created a newsletter a while back, and I haven't really been active on it, not because I haven't wanted to be, just because I feel like there's no direction for it right now. So I thought of like making another newsletter that is like specifically for PR and communication stuff and like writing and all of that, have it like in one email newsletter for you guys, because I know you guys are always interested in it. And sometimes like I'll see something or I'll think of something and I can't necessarily make a full video about it, or you know, I don't have the time to make a video and edit about like this particular thing, but I can definitely write about it quick enough. And so I thought that it would be cool to have a newsletter for you guys that's just like industry news, like salary news. I know like finances is a big thing, and obviously everybody wants to know about that. And also interviews with people from the industry. Like, I know I've had a couple people on the channel, but some people just don't want to be on camera, or like they don't have the time to commit to it. So I think asking them a couple of questions to have it on the newsletter would be an awesome thing to do, to give you guys like more information, as well as like job openings, because I see them all the time, like on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and like things that I think of you guys that I'm like, oh, this would be a good like entry-level opportunity, so I can add that to the newsletter. So let me know if you would like something like that, and I'll see about how to make it. I think it would be fun. I think you guys would get a lot from it, and I think it would allow me to go more into detail without necessarily having to make like a whole video on one thing that doesn't require a whole video, you know what I mean? Yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you back here next time. Mwah.